You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves country. Running in here, man. I'm sliding into third, coming in from work and trying to get everything set up. But we are ready for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves, and it's going to be the Pirates today. We're going to go over the lineups real quick. This will not take long at all because first pitch is coming up at 1:05. So we're going to dip out of here and get ready for pitch by pitch. Here right at the top of the hour. We got a couple of commercials we got to run, etc. But what we got today is we have AJ Smith-Shawver Day, which I'm excited to see that because we're talking about now how long he goes. My guess would be that he's going to be there. I don't know, maybe 2 innings is what it looks like that most of them have been going at this point. But at this point right now, what we're looking at is AJ Smith-Shawver. Now, big news came across, if you didn't see it earlier today, and welcoming in, we're going to do, when we do roll call on spring training, we usually do it during this pregame show because it's not the typical daily show that we do during the regular season, and you'll see how that'll unfold because it's going to be a little different this year. Regular season, we do a true roll call right there at the beginning of the game, but with the way it's set up with spring training, we don't come on as early. But if you didn't see the big news, there were a couple of guys that were sent down. I'm going to read those off to you real quick because it was kind of they're being sent to the spring training of Gwinnett, and it's kind of a big deal because you're looking at the fact that I think the biggest thing that everyone's going to be a little disappointed in is that Hurston Waldrop was sent down to AAA along with Dylan Dodd. Now, Dylan Dodd has not really impressed, and I'm starting to wonder if Dylan Dodd is a guy that may not be with the team long-term. He may be a guy that is there to start the season, but you may see them move on from him down the road. Waldrop, I think, is the case. Most likely what's going on is that they want to get him as much work as they can. And right now, even after sending all these guys down today, the Braves still have 56 guys in the major league camp. So 56 guys are in the major league camp. You don't have a chance to do one-on-ones with all these coaches and whatnot. So, and Hurston Waldrop being one of their top prospects, and he still is viewed as a guy who's quite a bit of ways away from breaking into the big leagues. You can understand when he was sent down. Dylan Dodd is one of these guys that I'm sure they're trying to do some work with him, but at the same token, he's not really a threat at this point to make the opening day roster. So AJ Smith-Shawver will get a chance here. I still believe AJ is going to start off in the minors to start the season, but what you may see with AJ this year, if his progression continues, is you could see him doing spot starts throughout the year. Now, that is assuming Ian Anderson gets it together. Ian Anderson had a terrible outing the other day, and I still think that was probably just nerves. That was the first time he had faced major league hitters. It was right at 2 years, right? So I still think that was probably a little bit to do with nerves. When Ian Anderson gets to his second and his third start, and if he's still having problems with his control, then we would be concerned with it. But right now, Ian Anderson and Grant Holmes are most likely going to be the guys who are going to grab the 4-5 spot. But, hey, AJ Smith-Shawver has the ability right now today to grab the piece of the pie and say, no, not so fast. I want to be there on that opening day roster, and you could always slide Grant Holmes into the bullpen if that's the case. And of course, all this gets mixed up when Spencer Strider comes on, and that kind of goes without saying. But even with that being said, AJ Smith-Shawver gets his chance today, and that's not nothing. So we'll be excited to see him play. Real quick on the Braves starting lineup, as we'll go through it here in a second, but we'll go through the entire lineup here in just a few minutes. But the big news today is that Jurickson Profar for the first time is in the lineup. And the lineup you're going to see today at the beginning of this game is going to be the lineup that you can expect to see at when they give Sean Murphy a day off, because he's not starting today as Trump. If Sean Murphy is given the day off and the right-hander's on the mound, this is the lineup you can expect to see in late March, early April when these games start counting. We'll go over the whole thing in a minute, but you're talking about who's all in the lineup today. Left to right, you've got Profar, Harris, and Jared Kelenic. Obviously, with the lefty, Kelenic won't be in there, but versus a righty, he will. And then around the diamond, we've got Riley in there today. We've got Arcia at short. We've got Ozzie. This is the first time we'll see Ozzie in the spring. And we've got Olson at first. And once again, Chadwick Tromp is behind the plate. A.J. Smith-Shawver gets the nod. So Atlanta is at home. They're in Cool Today Park. It's supposed to be a beautiful day today. Right now, I think 79, 80 degrees. They're expecting the high about 81. And not much cloud cover in the sky. A beautiful day for baseball, so we're excited for that. We're about to get ready for that. And with that being said, real quick, as far as a couple other news and notes that have gone on, if you missed it earlier today, the Dodgers announced that Shohei Ohtani is going to be in games as soon as Friday as the designated hitter. They're still not expecting him to pitch for the Dodgers until May at the very earliest. But that's a big thing. And once again, if you're just joining us, Dylan Dodd, Hurston Waldrop, and along with that, relievers Noli Paredes and Royber Salinas were sent down to minor league camps. The last two, the relievers, they weren't likely to make the 26-man roster anyways. So that's it. We're going to get set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play for your Atlanta Braves, bringing it to you right here, right now. I see a couple of the comments. We'll address them when we get here on the other side.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is the Grapefruit League down in Florida. We're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, Jurickson Profar. Batting second, Austin Riley. Matt Olson batting third, playing first. Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter, is batting cleanup. Michael Harris II, your center fielder, batting fifth. Jared Kelenic is in right field and batting sixth. Ozzie Albies batting seventh and playing second. Orlando Arcia batting eighth and playing short. And Chadwick Tromp is batting ninth and behind the plate. A.J. Smith-Shawver, the right-hander, is on the mound for your Atlanta Braves. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, it's Mike Burrows, the right-hander, will begin the game off for Pittsburgh. Leading off and playing left, Jack Sawinski. First base, batting second, Rick Yorkie. Batting third, in right, Joshua Palacios. Batting cleanup and playing short, Nick Gonzalez. Jared Triolo is batting fifth and playing third, the designated hitter, DJ Stewart. former New York Met and Florida State Seminole. Batting seventh is Emmanuel Valdez at second. Jason DeLay is behind the plate. And Gian Bay is in center field and batting ninth. We will be back in a flash when we come back. Pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hey, Braves Country, Mac Magee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac Magee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Welcome in. We're a tad behind. We are going pitch by pitch of your Atlanta Braves. And A.J. Smith-Shawver has a 2-2 count on the leadoff batter. Jack Sawinski had a little technical error, but we'll get it together here in a second. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and dumped into center field. And it'll be a leadoff single for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Welcome in. I'm Mac Magee. If you're new to the stream, we're doing Braves Pirates today. It's a split squad game. Runner on first, nobody out. Righty-righty matchup as Rick Yorkie, the first baseman, takes the first pitch up top. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing! Fouls it back out of play down the line. So a 1-0 count, or 1-1 count, excuse me. Beautiful day for baseball here at Cool Today Park. Runner on first. Turns around, flips it over to first. A.J. Smith-Shawver getting the start today. This is the first time we have seen him this spring. Of course, he's got a chance to break into the starting lineup. He also could be an option for the bullpen at some point, though I don't believe if he does not make the 26-man roster as a starter, I think they would send him back down. 1-1, flips it over there. Keeps Sawinski back again, and once again, he has now used both of his moves, if you forgot that. That new rule that has came into baseball the last couple of seasons. The 1-1, swung on and lifted foul down the line, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Runner at first, nobody out, just starting the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, and A.J. Smith-Shawver pulls the string on that one away. Good pitch. It was an off-speed bender down in. Looked like it might have been the slider. Braves are wearing their home spring training uniforms. Dark blue tops that land across the chest in red and white, red ball cap, blue bill with the spring training hat, MLB logo on the back, the classic A on the front. First pitch on the way is inside to Joshua Palacios. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Brings it. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Good change up on that one. So a 1-1 count. Inside. Called for a strike, 1-2. Braves nothing, Pirates nothing. Top of the first inning, just getting going here. The 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Sawinski bouncing back and forth. Olsen holding him on. The 2-2. Swung on. Popped up high in the sky. Bending. Riley gives it chase, but it'll fall to the ground. Foul will do it again. A lot of foul territory on both sides of the first and third base line here at Cool Today Park. Cool Today Park seats 8,000 people. With about 6,200 in the seats and another possible almost 2,000, what they call the burb, which is behind the left field wall, the slanted grassy area where you'll see a lot of people with their towels and picnic blankets out there sitting. And then over the right field wall with that area as well. Here's the 2-2 swung on, popped up high in the sky, fighting the sun. Jerickson Profar, he'll make the catch in his first official play as an Atlanta Brave, 2 away. Sawinski scampers back to first. Here's the pitch. This one's high and inside. It's 1-0. Coming to the plate now is Nick Gonzalez, the shortstop. The 1-0 swung on, lifted high, not very deep. Drifting back, now camping under just before the warning track is Michael Harris II. He'll make the catch and that'll end the inning. So one got on, leadoff single. After that, 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash. We'll do our hellos when we come back here on Braves Country.
Y'all be flirting with me on every app, except for Cash App.
So it says here you're fast with math? Extremely. That's impressive. What's 31 times 17? 47. It's not even close, but it was fast.
My trolls out there wondering if I am a man dressed as a woman. If you gotta question it, I'm gonna say it's a natural woman. Because have you seen the surgeries nowadays? Oh my God, God.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Going out drinking is not the same fun activity that it used to be. I'll be waking up in critical condition.
Say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
You have never once heard the Monster Mash. You've heard a song that they call the Monster Mash, but you've never once heard the real song, the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash that we know is describing a party, but you never actually hear the Monster Mash they're describing itself.
Before I work on myself, does anyone like me insane?
But now the pressure on Maris intensified. Would he break Ruth's record? Reporters asked again and again. How the hell do I know, he answered. I don't want to be Babe Ruth. He wasn't Babe Ruth. And Yankee fans never let him forget it. Even the front office tried to change the lineup to favor the more popular Mantle. Under the relentless strain, Maris's hair began to fall out in clumps. Always taciturn, he now kept silent, refusing most interviews, keeping to himself. Through it all, Maris kept hitting, and in mid-September, Mantle's injuries finally forced him out of the race with 54 home runs.
Welcome back, Jurickson Profar leading off for your Atlanta Braves. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch from Burrows. Swung on. That ball is hammered into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes Profar sending around first, heading to second. And Profar, pro good. He's got a double to start it off here in Braves country. How about that? He got one right down the pipe and smoked it down the right field line for a leadoff double. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss inside. It's 0-1. Welcome in. We're going to do the roll call here in between the next inning. The 0-1 just off the plate wide. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. Swung on and missed. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Profar standing at first with bright red. He's got bright red cleats on today, high top cleats. As the 1-2 is smacked down the line. Foul. We'll do it again. Trying to make sure we line this up. It's much different for folks who have not caught us during the regular season. As the 1-2 pitch swung on, popped up high in the sky. Camping underneath it in right field is Palacios. He'll catch it and fire it back into the infield. Profar will stay put. One away. Profar signed with the Atlanta Braves in the offseason, in case you've been under a rock somewhere in Braves country. 3 years, $42 million deal. He is standing at second. He's got bright red cleats on. I mean, they almost look like something you would wear for Christmas as an elf or something. The first pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a bending curveball down and away. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty, lefty. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Burrows comes set, looks back, swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 2-run shot. Deuces, baby. Matt Olson heads it to the house, and your Atlanta Braves lead it 2-0. A mighty smack over the track. That ball got out in a hurry. Of course, we don't have the StatCast stuff that we normally have during the regular season. They don't have all that in play in the spring training stadiums. But that exit velocity had to be well over 100 miles an hour. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna, who hit his first home run of the spring yesterday. Swung on, bounces over to third. It's going to be an easy 5-3 put out, 2 down. That'll bring Michael Harris II to the plate. Money Mike, wearing a long lime green compression sleeve and matching gloves. First pitch on the way is up top for a strike. It's 1-1. You got to figure, is the 0-1? Swung on, chopped foul down the first base line. That was dangerously close to being fair. And if it was fair, it would have been a close play because Harris was busting it out of the batter's box. For those who may be new or haven't caught up with everything going on this year, is the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and that ball's chopped foul down the line. The plan is to do every single Atlanta Braves game that we can for 2025. Pre-game shows, a lot of other stuff we'll be introducing. The 0-2. Caught looking strike 3. Got buckled with the bender, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 on the board. A leadoff double by Profar, and Matt Olson takes it deep.
If you don't have cable, you're going to be forced to like read or something, man. You got to get cable fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's been rough.
What city did you just move to, Wilbanks?
Houston.
With somebody listening, if anybody's in Houston, please call in. We need to get Wilbanks some cable so he can watch the game tomorrow. Let's start the Santa party.
Or at least do the man a solid and leave your windows open so that he can peek in at the Super Bowl.
The straight guy outside your house watching the game, he's with us. Don't worry.
Armchair.
How much does a wedding ring have to cost?
Baby, it could be $50. It really doesn't matter. I just want to be in love. I want to be genuine. I want a happy, healthy marriage. So the ring, what the cost of the ring, it really doesn't mean anything because it's not like I'm going to go sell it. But the ring is just a symbol of my commitment to my man. So however much he can really afford, whatever he feels like he wants to give me, I think that's better than... Listen, these hoes have 3 kids but no marriage. So I'd rather the ring and my man than the cost of it. That don't matter to me.
So, he could give you a ring pop and you would...
Baby, take me to the courthouse with that ring pop. Thank you. Hello.
In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States, and players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Men who were crazy about baseball were called bugs and cranks. Women who shared their excitement were cranklets.
Get this bus moving. Stop.
Later, they would be called fans, short either for baseball fanciers or fanatics.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call. Yeah. Roll call.
You're in Braves country.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from A.J. Smith's Shawver. It's the inside cut for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Right there at the knees. Might have been a touch low, 0-2. Good to see everybody in the chat. We got Robert today and John, Gary, Edward Spry, Gary the Real McCoy. Yo2's fouled straight back. We'll do it again, 0-2. Joe Rashaw. I might be butchering that, so hello, Joe. The 0-2. Shawver comes set. Misses high. Fastball. 1-2. Lane, good to see you. Glad to see you jump back into the country club. The 1-2 from Shaw. Swung on. Pops it up. High in the sky. Who wants it? It's right in the middle of a trio of Braves. Michael Harris II will call off Kelnick and Ozzie. One away. See who else we have in here. Trying to scroll back up. Lenny, good to see you. Heather. Jared. Keith, good to see you. First pitch on the way is a bender up top. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1 to DJ Stewart, designated hitter, righty-lefty matchup. Swung on, pops it up. Slicing into center field. That's going to get dropped down for a base hit. And it's a one-out single for the Pirates. I think that's everybody. If we've missed anybody, just jump in the chat. We do roll call every single game. During the regular season, it's a part of the introduction. So you want to get here kind of early because this year we're doing it right before first pitch. Manuel Valdez is the batter. Left-handed bat is a .250 average here in the spring. Righty-lefty. The second baseman for the Buccos. First pitch on the way is up top. On the outer edge, it's 0-1. Good to see you, Hellion. The 0-1. Shawver kicks and fires. Right there at the knees, it's 0-2. If you don't recognize Hellion, that's, I mean, pretty much if you remember the movie Fletch, that's Fletch. Good to see you, Heather. Hellion has a new nickname every other week. So it throws me off because I'm like, okay, that's who that is. So an 0-2 count, runner on first, one down. If you're just joining us, the Braves take a 2-0 lead after a Jerkson Profar double. Matt Olson went yard, deep center field, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him on the outer edge, bringing the gas, and there's one away. If you've been listening the last few years, you know I'm a big A.J. Smith-Shawver fan. I'm pulling for him to make the team. I just don't know if that's going to be in the cards, but I do think we're going to see him a lot more this year than we did last year. If you remember, they brought him up to pitch in the postseason when the pitching staff was depleted. First pitch on the way is a P at the knees on the outer edge. My guess would be around 96, 97 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes and brings it. Right there, same spot, same pitch, 0-2. I mean, he's just dotting the I's right now with that pitch. If he can place that pitch, A.J. Smith-Shawver will not even make the team. He'll be a force in 2025. The 0-2 from the SSAJ just misses high, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Brings it. Swung on, fisted back foul. Will do it again. DJ Stewart on first with 2 outs. You would remember him, I mean, unless you're a big college baseball fan, you will remember him being a part of the Mets the last few years, mostly in the DH role. He can play right field. He's a good, solid left-handed stick, but you wouldn't call him like a future all-star necessarily, but he's definitely a guy that can help out the Bucks this year. 1-2 is fisted down the line. Foul. Will do it again. Hit for a high average in college with good pop, and is really displayed. I was a little surprised to see him on the Pirates, but I think he got picked up when the Mets couldn't protect him in the Rule 5. I believe that's how he got there. I'm not 100%. The 1-2 up top, 2-2. That's a pitch right there that you'd really like to have if you're AJ. We don't have the benefit of the box on the screen, but that did look like it might have hit the zone. The 2-2 from AJ. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Bullet right by him. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 2-0. We'll grab the sticks when we come back.
Laborers leave the shade and quiet of a shop for the sun and fury of a ball ground. They stand and they exercise for hours. They attest that they mean to be men and not machines. Athletic games carry men back to their days of childhood. There is indeed, morally, a home base in all of them, as there is literally in baseball.
No one ever saw anything graceful or picturesque about Wagner on the diamond. His movements have been likened to the gambols of a caracoling elephant. He's so ungainly and so bow-legged that when he runs, his limbs seem to be moving in a circle after the fashion of a propeller. But he can run like the wind. New York American.
A Pennsylvania coal miner who had once hoped to become a barber, Wagner became a star in the Iron and Oil League, and in 1900 joined the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he played shortstop for 18 years. He hit better than 315 seasons in a row, stealing 722 bases, setting league records for at-bats and number of games played that stood for 4 decades.
I think those Boston fans actually won that series for the Pilgrims. We beat them 3 out of the first 4 games, and then they'd start singing that damn Tessie song. You could hardly play ball. They were singing Tessie so damn loud. Only instead of singing Tessie, I love you madly, they'd sing special lyrics. Like when Honus Wagner came to bat, they'd sing, Honus, why do you hit so badly?
The Boston Americans made it 5 victories out of 8 games played, which gives them a clear title to the highest honor ever achieved in baseball. Boston Globe.
The games proved so popular that the 2 leagues decided to hold a champ.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies misses up top. It's 1-0. Ozzie batting from the left side for the first time since his injury. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 banged foul down the line, 1-1. Ozzie was injured last year in the wrist. When he came back as the 1-1 to the Wiz, is swung on and popped up high, fighting it in the sun. Coming down with it is the third baseman, Triolo. 1 away. When he came back last year, he could only bat from the right side. His wrist was still bothering him. So he should be fully healthy at this point. Jared Kelnick coming to the plate. First pitch on the way to JK is swung on, pops it up. Can of corn, who wants it? Triolo fighting the sun in the middle of the diamond on the grass, makes the catch. 2 down. So quickly 2 up, 2 down. Orlando Arcia, the batter. If you're just joining us, Matt Olson hit a 2-run home run after a Profar double in the first inning to make it 2-0. And A.J. Smith-Shawver, though he's given up a couple of base hits, has looked pretty darn impressive so far. The 1-0. Bender down and away, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Check swing for a strikeout there, 2-1. Lando Arcia, much to the chagrin of a lot of Braves fans, as the 2-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back, 2-2. This terrible offensive output in 2024. I think a lot of Braves fans were hoping he was going to make it. As the 2-2 check swing, they checked down the line. He did not go. Full count. A lot of folks were hoping that at least a platoon option would be in the cards for Arcia, as the payoff pitch is that's going to miss for a high ball. So Orlando Arcia will head on down to first. Chadwick Trump will be the batter. And there's a lot of rumors that they kicked the tires on a few possible trades or even signings, but nothing really came to fruition with those moves. First pitch on the way to Chadwick Trump is right there on the outer edge for a ball. Just misses outside. It's 1-0. And of course, when Acuna comes back as the 1-0, kind of a half-hearted swing there. Bending away, 1-1. Swing and a miss. When Acuna comes back and you kind of fast forward to next year, there's a lot of things that could happen, and a lot of it would have to do is the 1-1 pitch to Trump is a swing and a miss strike, Bender down below his knees, 1-2. One of the options would be is to let Ozuna leave free agency. But let's say they decide they can and they want to bring him back. Is the 1-2's outside, 2-2. There is a little wiggle room that a lot of people have not talked about. Jurickson Profar, though he's primarily played shortstop and left field, a little bit of right since he's come up in the majors, he does have a shortstop background. It's the 2-2. Misses high and outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Full count with the runner on first, 2 outs. So on the move will be Arcia. They still have a controllable, very cheap option for Arcia in 2026 as the payoff pitch is swung on and lifted in towards the gap, but getting underneath it and making the catch is the center fielder for the Pirates, Bay, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten, can't get him across. Atlanta leads it 2-0. We head to the top of the third inning.
Brian, could you do me a favor and pull up your calendar so we can see a time that would work best for everybody?
Yeah, I'm pretty booked next week.
Okay, well, I am too. So, but I do have some time between 9 and 10 on Tuesday, and then I can actually do Wednesday between 12 and 3, if that.
Brian, is this your personal calendar or your work calendar?
Well, it's my work calendar, but there's some...
Do you have a pre-planned excuse for running late on Monday? The excuse was traffic and we work from home, so I don't... Amanda, you said 12 to 3 on Wednesday. I have an opening at 2.
So 2 p.m. I have nap time, but I guess I could push that back.
That's definitely not a priority for the workday. So 2 o'clock on Wednesday, we'll pencil that in.
I actually have nap time then, too.
Tony Gwynn had more 4-hit games in his career than he did multi-strikeout games. The Detroit Tigers are undefeated in games where they play a guy in all 9 positions in one game. Despite not missing a game for almost 17 years, Cal Ripken Jr. never played in 162 games more than 3 seasons in a row. The 2017 season was the first MLB season since 1886 that didn't feature either Connie Mack or Vin Scully. The New York Yankees have more World Series championships than seasons below 500. Cincinnati Reds center fielder Cesar Geronimo was a 3,000 strikeout victim of both Nolan Ryan and Bob Bob Gibson. Joe DiMaggio only had 8 more strikeouts than he did home runs in his career. In the last 105 years, the Chicago White Sox have won just 3 playoff series, all of which came in 2005. Andres Galarraga had more stolen bases in his career than Roberto Clemente.
Armchair.
In the locker room before the 154th game of the season, with the Yankees only 1 win away from the pennant and Maris 2 home runs short of Babe Ruth's record, he broke down. His manager, Ralph Houck, consoled him in his office. If I can help win the game with a bunt, he asked, would you mind if I bunted? It wouldn't make me look bad, would it? Houck replied, no, it would make you a bigger man than ever.
Welcome back. Looks like Dylan Lee's coming in for your Atlanta Braves. First pitch on the way from the left-hander. Will be a lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Ball in the dirt. Taken all the way by Bay. 1-1. Jin Hong Bay, we saw him few times last year. Pretty good center fielder. Of course, Dylan Lee has a good chance to be a part of the back of the bullpen this year for the Braves. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. When you look at the lefties that the Braves could be bringing in to start the season in that bullpen, you would think they're going to carry 3. They usually like to carry 3. And the 3 lefties that the favorites would be is the 2-1 pitch is right there on the inner cut for a strike, 2-2. You'd be looking at Aaron Bummer, Dylan Lee, and Angel Perdomo, though there are a couple others that could make their way. The 2-2 swung on, pops it up, fighting the sun over in the third base foul territory, and making the catch after shielding his face with the glove is Austin Riley. 1 away. Strange, there's a few guys out there, including Riley, that currently do not have sunglasses on them. And it is a bright spring day at Cool Today Park. It's a little strange. You'd think they would have them. First pitch on the way from Lee is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. And they're playing at home, so all their belongings should be close by. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Blew the gas by him. 92-mile-an-hour four-seamer. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Inside, almost clipped his shirt. Lefty-lefty matchup, bent out of the way. The 1-2 misses up top. 2-2. The 2-2 count. Swung on and fists that over towards the third base dugout, but it'll smack up against the screen and bounce in between third and home. We'll do it again. Once again, if you're just joining us, Braves are wearing their spring home uniforms with white pants, blue shirt. This is the 2-2s in the dirt, 3-2. Atlanta across the chest in red outlined in white. Red spring training ball caps with the blue bill and blue A outlined in white. MLB logo on the back. The payoff pitch swung on, lifts it high into right field, going back on the track. And this lead has been cut in half. It is 2-1. Serving up a solo shot. I mean, that ball was clubbed. It didn't look like it had that kind of carry when it first left the bat. But Zawinski put good wood on that, and that ball left the building. No doubter, it's 2-1. It's a hanging breaking ball that got way too much of the plate by Lee. First pitch on the way from Lee to York, lefty-righty matchup, is four-seamer on the outer edge. Misses, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swung on. Fisted back foul. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves lead it 2-1. We're in the top of the third inning. 1-1 pitch is swung on, bounce foul in between home and third. What you typically see in these games is your starters you typically want to get them at least 2 at-bats. As we get further into the spring, 3 at-bats. You'll see the roster start to get trimmed as we get closer to opening day, the 1-2. Fist it back foul. Somebody was asking pregame, I don't remember who it was, when opening day is. That's going to be March 27th. And when it's a 4 p.m. start as we are in San Diego. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Straight gas 93 on the outer edge. 2 away. Two down. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee is swung on, and that ball's banged into right field. That was a hot shot past the diving glove of Matt Olson. He laid out for that but could not get to it. That ball was smoked off the bat. 2-out single for the Pirates. Joshua Palacios with the 2-out single, and that'll bring Nick Gonzalez to the plate. First pitch on the way to Gonzalez is swung on and rifled towards the dugout. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on. That ball is hammered over to third, but scooped up by Riley. He'll flip it over to second. Ozzie makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Pirates cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 Atlanta. We'll grab the bats when we come back here on Braves Country.
Where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Oh, okay.
You ever been to Texas?
I haven't been there, but I heard I should go. I heard everything's bigger in Texas.
I'd love to disappoint you.
Record me.
I'm not, dude.
No, don't.
I'm
I saw
not.
you
I'm recording me.
I saw you. Don't
I'm
point
doing
that
that.
camera at me.
Okay? I truly wasn't, dude.
You don't want to
I
know
truly
what's going to
wasn't.
happen to you.
I promise.
Okay, don't.
I promise.
Don't, look, you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Don't.
I did not
Don't
give
do
you
that.
permission to. I did
Don't
not
do
give
that.
you permission.
No,
I'll
no,
whoop
no.
your ass, son. I'll whoop your.
Why would I record you with your New
I'll
Balances
put
on?
my New Balance in your ass. I will.
Those ain't even new.
I swear
And you
to
ain't
God,
got
I
no
will.
balance. Those
Little
are old
boy.
stumbles. What are
Little
you?
boy.
Don't come over here.
Little boy,
Don't.
what?
I wasn't recording you.
What are you gonna do?
I would rather be
What are you
chill.
gonna do? Get out the car. Then.
I would rather be chill.
Get out the car.
Don't
I'm saying
do
get
it.
out the car.
Don't do it.
Damn, you big as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, I am.
Why you
I'm
so-
very big.
Oh, you big as hell.
I'm very big.
I was playing.
Don't want these Gokus, dude.
Maris pulled himself together and slammed number 59 in the third inning. The Yankees clinched the pennant. On September 26th, Maris hit his 60th, tying Babe Ruth. Then, for 3 games, nothing.
Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there. Holy cow, it's 61 to 9. Another standing ovation for Roger Maris.
His teammates would not let him back into the dugout until he acknowledged the applause. Roger Maris played for 7 more seasons, never hit as well again, suffered his own debilitating injuries, and was never forgiven for out-hitting the game's greatest hero.
Welcome back. We head to the bottom of the third inning. First pitch on the way, swung on by Jerickson Profile. That ball's hammered high and deep into right field. It'll die just short of the warning track. Into the right field glove of Joshua Palacios. One away. Profar has seen 2 pitches and hit them both pretty well. Austin Riley, the batter. First pitch on the way. 4-seam fastball right down the pipe by the new right-hander, Shugart. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 inside spins Riley around. Busts him off the plate a little bit. That is the last thing we need is him getting in the hand. Remember, that's what sent Austin Riley to the IL for the rest of the season last year. He's getting hit by a pitch in the hand. The 1-1. Swung on. Chopped foul. Back behind home plate. It's 1-2. Need to bubble wrap these guys. We got to get through a season. We don't want to go through another season of the injuries that we dealt with. The 1-2 is inside. 2-2. I don't see him wearing anything, but you would kind of like to see Austin Riley get used to wearing some kind of like a protective padding on that hand. Just say that about Freddie all the time when he was with the Braves. He used to hang over the plate, and it was at least 3 times that he missed a lot of time because he would get that the hand, his leverage hand hit by a pitch. The 2-2 misses, payoff pitch. 3-2 on the way. Caught looking, strike 3. Riley must have been looking for the soft stuff. Instead, he got 95 on the outer black. 2 away. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson, who had a 2-run shot to start the game. Pitch on the outer edge, it's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that changeup. 88 miles an hour. Might have been the 2-seam. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Down and in. 1-2. Braves 2, Pirates 1. Bottom of the 3rd inning. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's dribbled in between home and first. It'll go foul. The 1-2 to Olson. Swung on. That ball's bounced in between home and first again. This one, a little lighter a hit, but it does go foul. First baseman Yorkie corrals it and tosses it away. The 1-2 from Shugart. Swung on, and that ball's fisted back foul, so we'll do it again. Pitch count, not much of a concern in these spring training games because most of these guys come in for about an inning or so, and then they go get them. The 1-2 to Olson, misses outside, 2-2. We even up the count here at 2-2. Marcell Ozuna stands on deck. Olson hit a 2-run home run earlier in the game. Ozuna got his yesterday. The 2-2. Chop foul back behind home plate. We'll do it again. So a 2-2 count. Good to see you, Shay. I think my favorite player, honest engine, is probably Ozzy Albies. The 2-2. Inside, 3-2. I like Chris Sale a lot, but that's got something else to do. That's got nothing to do with realistically the Braves. My wife's friends with his sister. As the payoff pitch is swung on, fouled straight back. But Ozzy Albies, man, when he's not there, he just seems like we don't have the same smiles in the dugouts and whatnot. I don't think there's a player I don't like on the Braves currently. Payoff pitch to Olson. Swung on, pops it up. High in the infield. Can of corn, who wants it? Fighting the sun will be Yorkie, and he could not make the catch. And Olsen slides into second. That ball gets away, but not very far, and Olsen will stay at second. He will probably be credited with a double because I don't believe Yorkie touched it. But Yorkie will tell you that he should have had that. But they've all been fighting the wind and the sun. You see that a lot in these spring training games. So Matt Olsen, they haven't given an official score yet, but I'm assuming, well, maybe they are going to give an error. Realistically, I don't think his glove touched that ball, but nonetheless, he's on second. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty, excuse me. Marcell Ozuna takes it right down the pipe. Fastball over the knees, 1-1. So 1-1 count. The infield defense is back and to the left. Here's the pitch. Swing. That ball's hit hard down the third base side. It's a fair ball. It's juggled. It's bobbled. And that ball is going to get Marcell Ozuna all the way to first. Jared Triola had a hard time coming up with it. By the time he corralled it and threw it, Marcell Ozuna was hustling down the line. We'll see how they call that. That will probably be a single. But you would have thought that the other one would have been as well. They are going to give him a single, so if you're scoring at home. So runners on the corners. 2 outs after the error by Yorkie and then the bobbled ball by Triolo. That'll bring Michael Harris II to the plate. Michael swings at the very first pitch he sees, lifts it foul down the line. Diving catch. Did he make it in left field foul territory? He did. Jack Sawinski with the hell of a grab, and that'll end the inning. Braves put a couple on, but can't get them home. 2-1 your score. We'll be back in a flash heading to the top of the fourth.
Or, hear me out. You go yourself, and I keep doing what I'm doing.
Phil Niekro went 21-20 in 1979 and led the league in both wins and losses. Nolan Ryan had 3 more no-hitters in his career than he had games with no walks. Madison Bumgarner hit more grand slams in 2014 than Derek Jeter did in his entire major league career. Despite being one of the greatest hitters of all time, Ted Williams never had 200 hits in a season, and he never reached 3,000 hits. The last switch-hitting American League MVP was Vida Blue. Prince Fielder has more career inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson. The Oakland A's drafted 2 guys named Max Muncy, one in 2012 and the other in 2021. If that's not strange enough, they were both born on August 25th. Joe Carter ended 2 World Series in a row, one by a putout and the other by a walk-off. Adam Dunn has a higher career on-base percentage than Ichiro.
So it says here that you hit your husband with a chair? Why'd you hit him with a chair? Because I couldn't lift the table.
To take away Ruth's record, his single-season record, was to take away something that was held so close to the hearts of the baseball establishment that they couldn't see doing it. Nonetheless, Roger Maris did it. He did hit 61 home runs, and the fact that it took 162 games, well, he also did it having to play at night, having to bat against the screwball, having to travel to the West Coast for games, and to do it all with a parade, a mob of reporters following him around. I think it's unfair.
It would have been a hell of a lot more fun if I had never hit those 61 home runs, he told a friend toward the end of his life. All it brought me was headaches. Another of Babe Ruth's records was broken that year. Yankee Whitey Ford pitched his 32nd consecutive scoreless World Series inning, surpassing a mark set by Ruth in 1916 when he was a pitcher with the Boston Red Sox. It was, Whitey Ford said, a tough year for the Babe.
Welcome back. Coming on to pitch now for your Atlanta Braves is Dylan Lee leaves after 1 inning of work. Triolo standing in the batter's box. He'll be facing Chad Kuhl. We saw him the other day. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Up top, slider, 0-2. The 0-2, Chad Kuhl, of course, he is familiar with the Pirates. He spent a couple of seasons with Pittsburgh. The 0-2 outside, 1-2. Kuhl originally, when he came into the bigs, he was a starting pitching prospect, but has since been transitioned into the bullpen. The 1-2's outside, 2-2. The 2-2 from Kuhl. Inside, gets him on the arm. Looked like he was going with the four-seamer, and it got away from him and got Triolo on the elbow. So it'll be a leadoff hit by pitch. 1 on, nobody out. One on, nobody out. That'll bring DJ Stewart to the plate. He's 1 for 1. First pitch on the way is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Chad Kuhl pitched with the Pirates from 2016 to 2021, and then has bounced around from Colorado, Washington, and with the White Sox. This is the 1-0. Outside wide. They're going to say he check swing. He got a piece of it's 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, bangs it back foul. Do it again. Chad Kuhl has a career ERA of 4.98. Last year, 5.06 with the White Sox. His lowest ERA was 4.2 in 2016, 4.35 in 2017. The 1-2. Fouled back again. We'll do it again. So there's not much of a chance of Kuhl making this roster, but he could be depth in the organization. Is the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the heat up top. 1 away. Manuel Valdez, second baseman, stands at the plate. Pickoff move. Runner was going between first and second. Kuhl stepped off the mound and flipped it to Arcia, who got Triolo in a rundown, pitches it to Olsen. He'll tag him on the chest. And that'll kill that threat there. There's now 2 away. Looked like Triolo was trying to catch him sleeping. Somebody yelled out to him to step off before he'd start his motion. First pitch on the way is inside. For a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0 to Valdez. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. They're having some really spotty camera work if you're following along at home, if you are watching the video. It's right now the call is 2-1, though your screen has been saying 2-2 for several pitches. Pitch on the way. They checked down the line. Did he go around? They said he did not. Ball 3. A 3-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, bending foul. Riley giving chase. That's going to fall just before the dugout on the third base side. There's a lot of real estate in between between the third base line and the first base line and the dugouts. It's not like Truist Park. The payoff pitch, outside wide, ball 4. So Valdez works himself a walk. Hopefully whoever's running the screen looks like they've caught up to speed. You get that a lot in spring training games because you normally are getting interns running the score bugs, as they call them, the splashes that are on the screen as you're watching the game. First pitch on the way from Cool to delay. The Hind catcher is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 righty-righty matchup. Fastball right there on the intercut. 1-1. A 1-1 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. The Braves lead it 2-1. Here at Cool Today Park, top of the 4th inning. Spring training game number 5 for your Braves. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1. Braves were rained out on Monday. They did a split squad yesterday and won them both, so that evened up the Braves' record to 2-2 in the spring. The 2-1 swung on, foul back. We'll do it again. So a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning, and Chad Cool works out of danger. Walked 1, gave up 1, hit, but picked 1 off, and the Atlanta Braves lead it 2-1. We'll grab the bats. Bottom of the 4th we go. Heart of the order due up.
This is the best tip for saving money as an adult. Lay the down and try not to move.
Hey, could somebody explain to me how I can still remember my childhood phone number but can't remember my Gmail password to save my life?
Say the weird thing.
All the vowels in Celine Dion's name are the same vowels you sing in Old MacDonald in the correct order. I know this, and now you know this too.
So parenting is a whole lot like pancakes. For the most part, they're going to turn out fine, but you should probably apologize to the first one.
Hey, y'all kids got it made today. Y'all slides is made out of plastic. Ours is made out of aluminum foil and platinum. Real talk, the younger generation, y'all take a walk in our shoes. Imagine sliding down this slide with shorts on in the middle of the day. Ew, he left his ass up there. You ever got to the bottom of this slide and shock somebody and they cry and go tell the teacher? Now you got to sit down in ISS for no reason. Talk about you go too fast with the wrong kind of clothes. The back of your leg look like baked chicken. That had to been the most dangerous thing on the playground. We used to try to show off in front of the girls to run up this slide. Till one of my classmates tried to run up with some slippery shoes and he left his face on them. This ain't nothing but a big spoon.
Commissioner Ford Frick was alarmed by all the big hitting that year. The Yankees had slugged an all-time record 240 home runs, and now he overreacted. He convinced the club owners to widen the strike zone to ensure that home runs did not come too cheaply. The result would be a golden age for pitchers.
Oh, a genius. Perhaps the only pitcher I have ever seen, and certainly broadcast, where after one batter, I would think he might pitch a no-hitter tonight. The only one. He was the only one who would go out to warm up, and he would get applause similar to a symphony conductor who had just walked on stage. It was such respect as well as admiration. I don't think we'll see his likes for a long time.
His name was Sandy Koufax.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Misses high for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 righty-lefty matchup. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped back foul. 1-1. The 1-1. Pitch swung on. Chops it over to second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. One away. That'll bring Kid Kelnick to the plate. Jared Kelnick fighting for playing time this year. He'll be platooning in right field until Ronald Acuna Jr. comes back, and then at that point the Braves will have to make a decision on who they keep and who they cut. First pitch on the way to Kelnick is high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Misses wide, 2-0. Shugart is back out there for the Pirates. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. The 2-0 misses high, 3-0. American Rebel out-of-town scoreboard update. It has the Pirates and Orioles scoreless in the fourth. Nats and Stros 2-0. Houston in the fifth. Twins lead the Tigers 1-0 in the fifth. The 3-0 swung on, bang, foul down the right field line. That ball was smoked just foul. That would have been extra bases for sure. Yankees 6-0 over the Cardinals in the fifth. And the Rays and Red Sox are tied at 1 in the fourth. Blue Jays 2-1 over the Phillies in the fourth, and the Marlins lead the Mets 1-0. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup, 3-2. The payoff pitch swung on, lifted high and deep into right center field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Jared Kelnick rounds first. He heads to second. He rounds second, heads to third, and Jared Kelnick has himself a one-out triple to get things going here in the bottom of the fourth inning for your Atlanta Braves. He put a smack on that one, drilled it, and split the outfielders. By the time they corralled it, he was flying around the bases, and your Atlanta Braves have something cooking. Runner at third, one out. Though your screen, if you're pairing it with another device, may say he's on first. He is on third right now. First pitch on the way to Arcia. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Ball's down and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. Fly ball would give us a 2-run lead. With the good speed of Kelnick standing at third. The 1-1 pitch swung on, chopped over towards her, put it right at third, and thankfully it was just foul. Triolo still scooped it and flipped it over to first just in case, but about the worst place you could hit that. Are they calling that a fair ball? Well, I guess they're calling that fair. He'll be out 5-3 put out. One of the umpires originally called it a foul ball, and I guess he was overturned, so that'll bring Chadwick Tromp to the plate. First pitch on the way to Tromp is swung on and pounded high and deep into left field, but it will die at the warning track, and that'll end the inning. So Jared Kelnick gets on via the one-out triple. Nobody can get him home, and we'll head to the top of the fifth, leading it 2-1.
I asked my lady if she had OCD, and she said no, it's called put back where the you found it. And I shut the up.
Oh, y'all trying to put Uncle and them under the ground, ain't y'all? This don't make no sense, bro. It's get a half pint for $1.99 and 3 for $5. Hey, one of these prove you're an alky. But 3 of them, you a wife beater. I ever noticed that everybody that be drinking these got a felony? Yeah, if you buy a 3 for $5, you got on black forces that been through some stuff and a gas station hat. Everybody drink gin like a person that got kicked out the house, but say gin will make you sin. How you gonna sin after your third bottle? You might die. Jenna had you talking to somebody like this. Linebacker of the year. All state, all American, all diesel, no brakes.
Now Murphy. Well hit.
Today, we go over the career of Wade Boggs. His 5 batting titles are the most by a third baseman. Only 4 other players in history have had more batting titles. His .369 batting average at Fenway Park is the best in history. I don't think I need to remind you Ted Williams also called Fenway Park home. He's the only player in history to have 4 consecutive seasons with at least 200 hits and 100 walks. He's the only player in baseball history to have 150 singles, 50 extra base hits, and 100 walks in a season. And what makes it all that more impressive is he did it twice. He led the American League in OPS in 1988, despite only hitting 5 home runs that year. From 1982 to 1988, he hit under .349 just once. That particular year was 1984 when he hit .325. In 1985, he played in 161 games and reached base in 155 of them. During his first 7 full seasons, he averaged a .352 average, 211 hits, 103 walks, 43 doubles, and 110 runs. With those kind of numbers, he could have gone toe-to-toe with some of the best hitters in baseball history. Where does Wade Boggs rank on your list of best hitters?
Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying your spring training. Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. We're almost in the month of March. His first pitch on the way from Aaron Bummer, lefty-lefty matchup, as he'll face Bay to lead it off. First pitch on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Beautiful day at Cool Today Park. Doesn't appear to be about a cloud in the sky. It's really bright, sunshiny day, and that's been a problem for the defenders all game. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Bummer kicks and fires, misses it outside, 1-2. I think the problem with Ron Washington, Gary's talking about get Ron Washington fired so we can get him hired back again in Braves country. I think the biggest problem is the Angels are willing to let him just go out there and go 0-162. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, popped up. Fighting the sun is Arcia, and that ball's going to drop down for a base hit. It's going to be a leadoff hit for the Pirates, but honestly, in a normal game, normal circumstances, Arcia can make that 99 times out of 100 with no problem. But they're all fighting that sun, and what we're noticing is that when the ball's coming from the left side, that sun is just blinding them. First pitch on the way to Bummer is missing down and away. It's 1-0. Zawinski now the batter. He's 2 for 2 with the run scored and an RBI. As he went yard his last time up. 2-0 count. He's got a single and a solo home run. The 2-0 from Bummer. Right down the pipe, 91 miles an hour, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Bummer looks back the runner at first, kicks and fires. The ball's going to get dribbled over to Ozzie. Ozzie shovels it to Arcia. Arcia fires it down to first, and it is a 4-6-3 rally-killing double play. It is really surprising because Sawinski's got pretty good speed. In fact, he plays center field quite a bit. And it's such a slow-developing play. I was surprised we got him, but the one thing, I know he takes a lot of knocks, but the one thing that it still remains true from Orlando Arcia is he's got that fastball, and he can fire it from second base to first about as fast as anybody on the planet. First pitch on the way from Bummer is outside wide to Yorkie. It's 1-0. The 1-0 right there at the knees. 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Got to generous call on the outer edge, 1-2. Bummer comes set. The southpaw brings it. Bender misses well outside. 2-2. Standing on deck should be Palacios. Looks like the Pirates are trying to get their starters at least 3 at-bats, and you'll see that from the road team quite a bit. As the 2-2 misses outside, ball 3. Typically, when you're on the road in these spring training games, you'll get a few more at-bats than when you're at home until we start getting about midway through March. The 3-2, swung on, chops it over to third. Scooped up by Riley. Fires it across the diamond. It's a 5-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. So the Pirates threatened, but the double play killed the rally. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. The Braves lead it 2-1, and we grab the sticks when we return.
Excuse me. So I actually didn't want any spicy sauce on my fries.
Okay, did you say that when you ordered?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you did? Then it's not your order then. Go sit back down.
Hey, can somebody help me understand how the Flintstones were celebrating Christmas when their time was set in 10,000 BC before Jesus was born?
I got 7 kids. I'm their daddy now. I don't like to clean. I love dirty bitches. I smack out you. We gon' fight. I'm a hoe. I'm a pimp. I'm broke. I got bread. I'm homeless. You can live with me.
Don't judge me, but a few years ago I was having trouble paying my rent, and my landlord said, well, I'm sure we can work something out. So I started unbuttoning my blouse, and I said, oh, I think so too. And then my family got real vocal and said, that ain't no way to act during a simple game of Monopoly, especially between 2 sisters.
Gonna text me telling my hip phone died. You next, mother. You better get to that charger before I get to you. My phone died. You finna be right behind it. Stop playing with me.
Now, Johnny did put us on the map. I remember one time a guy asked him, said, John, just exactly where is Bingo? And Johnny, in his infinite wisdom, said, well, it's about 50 yards on the other side of resume speed. So that's about how big Binger is.
Yeah, city limit signs are back to back on the same post.
Binger might have been tiny, but it didn't stop Ted Bench from encouraging his son Johnny to dream big.
My dad had served in the war. Unfortunately for him, he served 2 hitches and never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues. He wanted to be a catcher, and we would watch the game of the week. Now batting the next superstar, the switch-hitting center fielder from Oklahoma, Mickey Mantle. And I looked at my dad and I said, you can be from Oklahoma and be in the major leagues? I said, that's what I want to be. And he said, well, catching was the quickest way to the major leagues and what the major leagues needed.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Welcome back. Braves lead this one 2-1. Bottom of the 5th we go. Jurickson Profar leads us off, this time from the right side, lefty-righty matchup. He is a switch hitter for those of you who probably haven't followed his career. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored from the left side. The 2-0 swung on, fouled straight back. 2-1. So 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, swung on and hammered down the third base line. Foul, 2-2. Jurickson Profar signed the 3-year, $42 million deal with the Braves in the offseason from Curacao and is good buddies with Ozzie Albies and grew up an Atlanta Braves fan because of Andrew Jones. The 2-2. Down below the knees. Do it again. Much like we heard about Kenley Jansen. The payoff pitch to Profar, down and in, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first, and your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Austin Riley now the batter. does look like the Braves are trying to get all their starters at least 3 at-bats. We're going to have a pinch runner for Profar. More on that in a second. First pitch on the way to Riley is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 1-0. Or, excuse me, 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing! Rifles it foul and out of play, 0-2. So what you'll probably see is that if any of these guys get on through this last part of the order, last time through the order, you'll probably see them all pinch ran for. Sometimes these guys will go to the skipper and say, no, we want to get a 4th at bat or whatnot, but the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed by Riley. Looked like the slider on the outer edge went away. Looks like that's Kilpatrick that is in for, to double check that. Most of these guys do not have the updates as quick as you would normally expect. Lefty-lefty matchup. Matt Olson takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. 1-0. Swung on and lifted high in the sky. Lazy fly ball into left field. Making an easy catch. 2 away. Make that Quintero that is in for Profar. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna drifts off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Marcell hit his first home run of the spring yesterday. If you missed that game, Sandy Leone hit another home run. He's not the favorite to make the Braves roster, but he keeps hitting home runs. He's going to find himself somewhere. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled into the glove. 1-2. The Pirates have made a couple of substitutions. Nunez is now at first, and Griffin is in center. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. That may be Marcel's last at bat as well. We'll be back in a flash. When we come back, we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Braves leading it 2-1.
Hey, you want a beer?
A little early for that, ain't it?
Too early for a beer?
No, for stupid questions. Of course I want a beer.
We got a tie. We need to fix it. We need a tiebreaker.
I agree. Ties are not acceptable in fantasy football. Fantasy football is about proving that you are better than your friends, not equally as good as your friends, okay? It's not communism. We're not coveting Billy Joel cassette tapes and wearing ill-fitting blue jeans.
Good call on going to YEG Exotic, brah. This place slaps.
Dad, don't embarrass me.
How's it going, sir?
Good, how about you, man?
Good. I'm wondering if you could help us. My daughter is low-key looking for some bussin' soda pop. No cap.
This morning, I had a craving for Chipotle, so that's where I went for lunch. And the young man working the counter, he was so polite. Perhaps a little too polite, because he called me ma'am. He called me ma'am not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And if he did it one more time, I was going to reach across the counter, put his bling on a stick, and I was going to bubble wrap his heart and FedEx it to his mama. But of course, I did not do that, because I am a lady, and that would violate my parole.
It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Braves lead the Pirates 2-1 here on Braves Country Radio. Top of the 6th we go. First pitch on the way from Wander Suero, who's now on the mound for the Bravos, right-hander. Delivers a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Suero wearing bright red glove, matching the bright red hats the Braves were wearing in spring training. The 0-1 swung on, popped up, fighting the sun, and drifting back, and that's going to fall down for a base hit. It's about the 4th or 5th play today that you can attribute to the sun playing games with everybody. Shortstop Luke Williams was unable to come up with it. Braves have made some substitutions. LeBlanc is in for Austin Riley as the first pitch on the way. It's high and inside to Nick Gonzalez. It's 1-0. He's 0 for 2. Third time through the order for the Pirates. Bunnell is in for Matt Olson at first base. The 1-0 swung on, foul back. 1-1. Luke Williams came on for Arcia and Baldwin. Drake Baldwin is on for Chadwick Tromp. Be excited to see him play this spring. So he took a major step forward in the Braves organization. Played in the Futures game as an all-star. And he could be the future for the Braves behind the plate. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Suero. Swung on, chopped in between the pitcher's mound and second. It's going to be a 4-6-3 attempt at a double play. But Gonzalez will beat it out, so you will get the 4-6 put out at second. But Gonzalez will be safe at first. He's got pretty good wheels, and he was busting it down the line. Tell you, that Nick Gonzalez is a very underrated player for the Pirates. I've always liked him whenever we do the games. He's a guy that you can put almost anywhere, always gives professional at-bats. And I know the Pirates are nowhere close to wanting to trade for him, but I would love to see him in Braves country. First pitch on the way is a swung on and foul back out of play. It's 0-1. He's not a power hitter, but he has an OPS near 700 almost every year and has a good glove at short. The 0-1 down and away, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Good to see you pushing buttons. Good to see. I think I saw Yelton in the chat. Good to see you, Yelton. As the 1-1 is swung on, hammered over towards the 5-6 hole. Both defenders make a diving attempt, and the ball scoots through into left field. Meanwhile, the runner goes from first to third, and Gonzalez comes up on the slide and cannot hold on to the third base bag, and he will be out at third. Great defensive play by the Braves. Not only was it a good throw from left field, by Quintero, who came on to take Profar's place, but it was a great tag applied over there at third base by LeBlanc. First pitch on the way from Suero to DJ Stewart, who's 1 for 2. He's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right down the pipe for a strike, 1-1. Wander Suero has an outside chance to make this bullpen. Fires the 1-2 pitch right down the gut for a strike, 1-2 on the play. Runner at first will head down to second. They'll credit Triolo with the stolen base, as there was no attempt by Baldwin to throw it down there because of the off-speed motion. So 1-2 count. Suero comes set. 2 outs, runner on second. Inside. Looked like might have been the slider missing, 2-2. Braves 2, Pirates 1. Top of the 6th, 2 outs. Pretty quickly moving ball game for a spring training game here in Braves country. Beautiful day, cool today park. We will be back on the call Friday against the Marlins, 105 first pitch. So a 2-2 count. Brings it. Misses outside. Ball 3-3-2. Full count now. The payoff pitch. Swung on, fisted back, foul. We'll do it again. If you haven't looked at the schedule, the Braves start out on the road in the West Coast, on the West Coast. 4 at San Diego and 3 at the Dodgers. That's why their last couple of spring training games are in Arizona against the Cubs. The 3-2 pitch swung on. That ball's hammered into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes the runner around to score, and Triolo will tie it up. It's 2-2. On the throw, the runner at first heads down to second. Probably a poor decision out there by Kelnick to come home with it. Probably should hit the cutoff man. Not that it's that critical in a spring training game, but on a play like that, and you know you're not, he had no chance of getting Triolo. So the go-ahead run moves into scoring position. Braves are now tied up with the Pirates. 2 outs, runner at second. Here's the pitch. First pitch on the way. It swung on and rattled back foul. Valdez, the batter. It's 0-1. Valdez, the second baseman. On deck is Delay. Bay, who has been lifted for Griffin, there in the hole. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball's going to get lifted. That ball's going to drop over the head of the left fielder Quintero. That's going to get down for a base hit. The Pirates will take a 3-2 lead, and it's an RBI double for Valdez and the Buccos. So Suero, who was really close to getting out of this, now trying to find a way to get out of this mess. You don't want to get yanked in a spring training game. First pitch on the way is a bender up top, misses high and inside. 1-0. Jason Delay, the hind catcher, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 swung on, pops it up high into the infield grass. Making the catch is Bunnell, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Pittsburgh Pirates take a 1-run lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, grab the sticks, and try to jump back on top here in Braves country.
Suspect only got with me because she wanted mixed babies.
Suspect only got with me because he wanted good credit.
Suspect tells we throwing up gang signs.
Suspect talks like a white guy when he gets around my family.
Listen here, buddy.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go watch the game with Mark.
I haven't seen you all week. I thought we'd spend some time together.
Oh, yeah, of course, but, it's the playoffs.
Sounds like a game is more important than me.
No, of course not. I'm sorry.
So you're staying home?
No.
So why don't you spend the first half of the game with him, and then you can come home with me?
Or we could break up and get back together in 4 hours.
When you go to spring training, and listen, I bring it, chat, I don't really care what y'all do. You should not be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. You sign Article 21. When you go into every spring training, there is Article 21 on every wall. You do not bet on baseball. You do not bet on baseball. It is a lifetime ban.
if you bet on your team. It is a 1-year ban if you bet on the sport in general. Like, you have to sign it. They say it in English, Spanish. They'll get it in any language that you want to hear it. Okay? To me, he knew what he was doing. He just didn't think he'd get caught. He's like, I'm Pete Rose. I'll do whatever I want. Now, if we want to play this back, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Black Sox. His numbers say he should be in the Hall of Fame. Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? He got a lifetime ban. He died 100 years ago. Why don't we let him get in?
We should.
Oh, but we're not.
He's
So
got my
what's
vote.
different about Pete Rose? And Joe Jackson, there's less evidence on him than there is on Pete Rose. People say he didn't bet on him. He hit like 400 in that World Series. Played great. Right? Other guys admitted, yeah, we threw it. But he was like, I didn't have anything to do with it. But they still banned him for life. Why is he not in? Right? So to me, it sucks. It's one of those black marks on the game, but also Pete did it to himself. He doesn't deserve it because he knew what he was doing.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Let's get some runs back here. Michael Harris II will lead us off. Ozzie Albies is standing on deck. Kelnick in the hole. After that, it's the backups. First pitch on the way to Harris is up high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Money Mike is 0 for 2 with the strikeout and a flyout. The 1-0. This is high 2-0. 2-0 count. Ball is fouled back into the stands and out of play. 2-1. So 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Very close pitch, but called for a ball. 3-1. Looked like a strike. Honestly, that looked like it was right down Main Street. The 3-1 swung on. Pop foul down the line. Out of play. 3-2. Payoff pitch from Yeen, the new right-hander from the Pirates. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 95 miles an hour, top shelf. Might have chased one out of the zone. One away. One down in Ozzie Albies. Comes to the plate. Ozzie over. First pitch on the way is right there. Swung on and fouled straight back for a strike up against the screen behind home plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside wide. The 1-1 count. Open stance from the left-hand side. Ozzie digs in. The pitch. Swing and a miss over the top. 1-2. The 1-2. Swung on, lifted. High down the line. Do it again. The 1-2 brings it. Swung on, hammered into right field. Ball's going to have a lot of top spin, take a nosedive, diving catch made in right field. Good nifty play by Palacios, who has not been lifted yet. He's had a pretty good day overall. That'll bring Jared Kelnick back up. 1 for 2 with the triple. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Just above the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Luke Williams standing on deck. Baldwin in the hole. Pitch down below the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires down below the knees once again. Looked like a 97 mile an hour. I believe that was his four-seamer. Just took a tailspin towards home plate and barely stayed off the dirt. The 2-1. Outside wide. Ball 3-1. Yeen, I don't believe we have seen him before. Eddie Yeen, 23-year-old from the Dominican Republic. He's listed at 6'3", 265, and I think they're cheating him. He looks at least 285. The 3-1 swung on, foul down the line, out of play. Full count. Yeen kind of looks like somebody that could possibly step in, maybe play the line for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the offseason. The payoff pitch, swung on, hammer down the right field line, but foul. Braves first base coach dove to get out of the way, and the ball hit him anyway. Oh, my, it is funny. He's going to get some ribbing in the clubhouse there. The ball was hammered, but it was... That's McGriff out there. That's Fred McGriff out there. I didn't realize Fred McGriff was out there today. Fred McGriff dove to get out of the way, and the ball hit him in the leg. He'd been better off staying where he was. The 3-2 pitch misses, ball 4. Jared Kelnick will head on down to first. The Crime Dogs over there giving Kelnick a hard time. Unless something has changed, I believe, if people are wondering, the Crime Dog is there just during spring training, and he's helping the Braves with batting and whatnot. And so you'll see some of those guys fill in on first and third base, coach, but he's not expected to be with the team at the beginning of the season. First pitch on the way is swung on and chopped foul down the third. No, that's going to stay fair, and it's going to be an easy 5-4 putout to end the inning. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a second. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Braves trail 3-2. On this date in baseball, 1935, Babe Ruth is granted his release by the New York Yankees, allowing the aging superstar to sign with the Boston Braves. The 39-year-old outfielder hit 659 home runs and batted .349 in his 15-year tenure in New York. On this date in 1952, Don Newcomb, who posted a 56-28 record his first 3 seasons with the Brooklyn Dodgers, will miss the next 2 as he is sworn in to the U.S. Army to serve in the Korean War. The 26-year-old right-hander struggles upon his return in 1954, but returns to form the following season with a 20-5 record, helping the team capture their only world championship while playing in Brooklyn. And on this date in 1991, February 26th, the Veterans Committee select Bill Veeck, considered the P.T. Barnum of baseball due to his imaginative innovations he put in place as the owner of the Indians from 1946 to 1950, the Browns 51 to 53, and the White Sox from 59 to 61 and 75 to 1980. He's selected for induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Bill Veeck integrated the American League by signing Larry Doby to play for the Tribe and assembled the 1948 World Championship Cleveland Indians, a team that drew more than 2.6 million fans, setting an all-time attendance record that lasted for more than 3 decades. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Welcome back. Braves trail at 3-2. First pitch on the way from Hernandez, days ball Hernandez, misses for a ball. Followed up with the strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. Days ball Hernandez, very good chance of being the right arm that is the setup with the absence of Joe Jimenez, who will begin the season on the IL. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. 2-2. Top of the 7th, Braves trail. Three to 2. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got him right there. 1 away. Daysbull Hernandez, he's had his ups and downs with the Braves, but he really came on last part of the season last year. And honestly, had he not been in that bullpen, I don't know if the Braves make the playoffs. First pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup now after Bowen struck out. He's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Nunez, the batter, fouls it straight back. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pittsburgh 3, Braves 2. The pitch, fisted, high, foul territory, giving chase. Bunnell will just miss his opportunity to retire the batter. The ball fell in front of him, hitting the warning track that goes all around the infield and the outfield. You don't get as much of that in Major League stadiums, but it's a pretty good size track in between the grass and the dugout here at Cool Today Park. The 1-2 popped up, high and out of play. Do it again. You wonder why they have such a big field in the foul territory at Cool Day Park and not much of one at Truist. Well, they're trying to jam as many people as they can into Truist. When it comes to your spring training stadiums, most of them want as much room as possible because they will use that field a lot when they're just practicing. 1-2 is chopped foul. We'll do it again. 1-2 pitch, swung on. That ball's going to get dribbled in through the infield to the outfield, in between the 4-3 hole into right field. And it's a 1-out single for the Pirates. Grady is now out there in right field for Kelnick. So get you caught up on who is all playing for your Braves right now. From left to right, it's in the outfield. It's Quintero, Rodriguez, Carrios, as the 1-0 pitch is swung on, chopped over towards third. Fires it across the infield. 5-3 put out. LeBlanc to Bunnell. 2 away. Good defensive play over there by LeBlanc. Couple of good defensive plays by him so far. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Braves trail it 3-2. Welcome back. If you were as confused as I am, they lost the feed, the video feed for the final out. Long story short, the Braves still trail 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the seventh. Drake Baldwin's the batter. He'll bang the ball over to the third base side. It's going to be off the third baseman's glove, dribbles over into the foul territory. Baldwin will stay at first. And the Braves will have a runner on first. Gerald Quintero will be your batter. Runner at first, nobody out. First pitch on the way is high and out of the outside. For a ball, it's 1-0. What bobblehead are you talking about, Pushing? Did I miss something? Or John? The 1-0. This is high and out. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. I'll tell you one thing, as a broadcaster, spring training puts you on your toes, because come regular season, it's a lot smoother because you just never know what you're going to get during spring training. It's a 2-0 pitch, misses outside, 3-0. There was a bobblehead in the video. I'm taking it on the MLB video. I'm usually doing 100 different things during the break, so I don't see a lot of it. 3-0 pitch. Called for a strike right off the edge, 3-1. So 3-1 count. Labatt is the left-handed reliever now for the Pirates. He'll flip it over to first to keep Baldwin close by. Baldwin's ball was hit hard at the third baseman of the Pirates, and it ricocheted. I believe they're actually giving him an error, but that was a tough play. I have to double-check that on the scorecard. The 3-1 misses high and outside, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And that'll bring LeBlanc, the third baseman, who came in for Austin Riley, right-handed bat, so you'll have a lefty-righty matchup. Labatt comes set. First pitch on the way is a bender, 83 mile an hour. I believe that's his slider. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right there for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves 2, Pirates 3. Bottom of the seventh, runners on first and second. Pitch outside, 2-1. Really likes to throw that frisbee slider up there, but it's not hitting the zone much. Braves trying to climb back into this one, down a run. Still with 3 more at-bats, as they are the home team here at Cool Today Park in sunny Florida. The 2-1 pitch. Just misses high, ball 3, 3-1. That is usually what we would call a spring training strike, but he's getting pinched. So advantage Braves. The 3-1 count. Standing on deck is Bunnell. The pitch. Swing. 3-2. Not only do you fight the errors by the by the video team of putting scoreboards up when we still had another out in the inning. I still have no idea what happened, but I just knew that they'd gone to some kind of weird break. Thought we were getting a pitching change, to be honest with you. That's not what happened. And I've learned to just kind of roll with the punches in spring training. But not only do you deal with that, but they have just utterly terrible camera work. The payoff pitch swung on, lifted high and deep into right center field. Both guys were calling each other off, and that's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be a long, long single because Drake Baldwin held up at second base thinking that ball was going to be caught and was tagging up. And it was a good job of the Pirates to get the ball in once the ball fell. But it was one of those, between the right fielder and the center fielder of the Pirates, it was one of those, I got it, you get it. Right fielder was calling the center fielder off, and then as the ball got closer, he pushed back, and the center fielder pulled up because he heard the right fielder calling him off, and there we stand. They're going to take a real quick powwow out there at the pitcher's mound. The center fielder was Griffin, and the right fielder is Johnson. I'm sorry, it was actually Valdez that was pushed into right field. Johnson took over at second, but they pinch hit for each other. So with that being said, bases are loaded, nobody out. Cade Bunnell, who's yet to get a hit this spring, stands in lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Bunnell is 27-year-old out of Madison, Wisconsin. Played his college ball at Indiana. The 1-0 right down the pipe for a strike, 1-1. He was drafted way back in 2019, the year before they shrank the MLB draft. So he was drafted in the 40th round. They no longer have 40 rounds. They have 20 rounds in Major League Baseball draft. The 1-1, down and in, 2-1. So there will be a trivia question 40 years later. Who was the last 40th round pick of the Atlanta Braves? It was Cade Bunnell. He's been with the Braves ever since, but not much of a chance of him getting much playing time since he's a first baseman. The 2-1 swung on. That ball is rifled into right field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Baldwin. He'll tie up the game, and we're going to take the lead as Quintero scores, and your Atlanta Braves have taken the 4-3 lead here at Cool Today Park. They were playing him away, and he pulled it down the right field line. And if he hit it just a little harder down that line, that would have been another run. And I don't know why Bunnell only got to first, but he did. So make it an 2 RBI single. Runners on the corners, nobody out. EJ Exposito, who is in for Marcelo Ozuna, takes the first pitch outside wide. Called for a strike. It's 0-1. EJ Exposito, just 23 years old, out of Brooklyn, New York. He was drafted by the Braves in 2022 out of Long Island University. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul. 0-2. So you know he's got some family that's torn because he's from Long Island, or he's from Brooklyn, but went to college in Long Island. So everything screams Mets, and here he is playing for the Atlanta Braves organization. The 0-2. Swung on. That ball's chopped up the middle. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play, but on the play, another run will score, and the Braves have taken a 5-3 lead. Here's an idea. We trade Exposito to the Mets for Ronald Acuna Jr.'s little brother. Little Acuna, as I like to call him. Or Angel Acuna. Braves 5. Pittsburgh 3. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swung on and popped up high in the sky. Fighting the elements. That'll be another ball that drops for a most likely a base hit. 4 Pittsburgh Pirates were in the area, and none of them could fight the sun and make the catch. The second baseman called off the shortstop, and I think he had a better angle. But he could not fight that sun, and the ball fell harmlessly to the turf, and we've got a runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup. Cato in for Ozzie Albies. Kobe Cato, it's 0-1, swing and a miss. On deck is Grady, in the hole is Luke Williams. Braves have put 3 across here to take a 5-3 lead. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. I was listening to a Mets broadcast the other day. They said that he's not a guarantee. I thought he was the shoe-in to take the second base job because they didn't bring back the journeyman second baseman that the Mets had last year. His name's escaping me. He was the one that did the R&B song that the OMG that everybody was parroting for the Mets last year. But they're saying that he's one of 3 guys, and they didn't seem like they were convinced that he was going to get the job. 2-1, runner goes. Ball in the dirt, and that'll be an easy stolen base. Get a runner in scoring position for your Atlanta Braves. Rod took off, and he picked a great pitch to go on because that ball was down and in, got into the dirt, and there was no chance. There it is. It's been a while since we've used that one. The 3-1 pitch, swung on, chopped over in between first and second. Who wants it? Pittsburgh first baseman will grab it, step on the bag, runs into his pitcher, but they seem to be okay. That'll end the inning. But up for your Atlanta Braves, put 3 on the board. It's 5-3. Good guys. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I had my friend hang up on me today because she called me and she was like, I'm seeing someone. And I was like, oh, hell, like as in hallucinating or dating.
You know, I'm starting to think that when my wife tells me that she told me something and that I just forgot, that she's taking advantage of my simple mind and using that just to throw some last minute on me. And she's been doing this for a long time, actually.
How did you feel about losing?
Oh, losing sucks. I mean, that's of all the records I have, the proudest record is 1,972 winning games. That's more winning games than anybody in the history of sports. You play the game to win. And, you get in trouble sometimes when you tell kids this, but not to the standpoint that you're a sore loser, but, I've been in situations, Graham, where we just won a World Series, and the guy we beat is in our clubhouse congratulating us. I couldn't do that because I'm going to sit and analyze why we lost that game, where if the situation comes up the next time, we will win the game and we won't lose the game. If you take losing in stride, you're never going to be a good professional athlete. You might be a good money earner because you're a good player, but I don't want you on my team. I want players who care about winning. I don't care who's watching you and I talk right now. If they got kids that are Little League players, okay, they feel better. I'm talking about mom and dad. They feel better if their kid got a base hit to win the game in a Little League game on the way home. The food tastes better. The phone call to grandma and grandpa is better as opposed to striking out and going 0 for 4. When I was a kid, if we lost a game, my dad wouldn't even stop to eat. You had to earn that food, okay? So if we went into a prolonged slump, it was almost like going to Jenny Craig.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-3. Jack Brannigan is the batter for the Pirates. And on the mound for your Atlanta Braves is Willingham. We talked about this the other day, but he's got an outside chance of making the rotation. I don't really see it, but Amos Willingham has got decent stuff, and I think they'd at least like to keep him around close by. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. He was drafted by the Nationals, if you missed the broadcast the other day, in 2019 and went to college at Georgia Tech. He's from Rome, Georgia, so he screams Atlanta Braves, right? One of the reasons why I'm pulling for him. And I always pull for the guys that wear the high socks, man, because that's baseball. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball right there on the outer edge. Bringing it, man. He's got 95 miles an hour dialing it up today. The 2-2 count. You'd like to see that pitch a little lower, but he's painting the black right now. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped foul, looked like the sinker at 87. Do it again. Two-two count. Top of the 8th inning. Braves lead it 5-3. Sunshiny sky here in Cool Today Park. The 2-2 is rifled back foul. Do it again. You know you always got a decent chance of making the team. You can tell by the jersey numbers. He's wearing number 50. You saw like 86 or something, you'd be like, it's probably a throwaway. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Check swing, I believe. Oh, no, he didn't hold on to it. It looked like that the catcher had held on to it, but it actually bounced behind home plate and reappeared. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Down below the knees. Full count. The payoff pitch. Willingham brings it. Swung on, lifted high. Into right field. Going back on the track. It's going to go over the head and go off the wall. Rattling around, and that's going to be a leadoff triple for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Look like the ball actually might get out. The ball carries really well here with the wind pointing towards. Usually blows out to right center. It looks like that's what it's doing today. But it went to the very back of the wall. By the time it was crowded and fumbled around, they've got the leadoff runner on third with nobody out. Tying run comes to the plate. Check swing. Rolls it down the line. Aaron McKeithen now in the game. Kind of an excuse me, poke it down the line swing. He was looking for an RBI, but it went foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Right there at the knees. 95 miles an hour, 0-2. No 2 count. Braves lead it 5-3. The 1-2. Or 0-2, excuse me, right there. 1-2 on the way. Swung on, pops it up. Fairly deep into right center field, making the catch. And not even offering a throw to home. The Braves center fielder, Carlos Rodriguez. And the Pirates will score 5-4. I don't know if that is the best way to impress the coaches and scouts at this game, to catch a fly ball with a runner on third in a 2-run game and then nonchalantly catch it and turn your back and not even offer a throw towards home. There's nobody on base that wouldn't have hurt to throw it home. The runner stumbles or something. First pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup, swung on and fouled back to Alfonso. It's 0-1. Not that it's a big deal breaker, but if I'm sitting there and I'm a coach, I'm sitting there going, what is this dude doing? He's Cadillacing as an outfielder in the Braves organization where they're jam-packed full of talent. The 0-1, inside, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Down below the knees, 2-1. Braves 5, Pirates 4, top of the 8th. If you're wondering, the line in Vegas, the over-under was 8.5 in this one, so you've cleared that. The 2-1 pitch, swing, fouls it back. Do it again. We'll be back on the air Friday, 12:45 p.m. First pitch is 110, I believe it. But Miami does it. Everyone else does 105. For some reason, I think Miami does theirs 110. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the out number 2. Thought maybe he got a piece of it first, but he did not. Baldwin just dropped it. 2 away. Jason Bowen, the batter. No hits, no home runs, no RBIs in the spring. If the Braves win this one, they'll go to a winning record of 3-2. Started off the season 0-2 and then won the split squad games yesterday. Won both of them, swept them to even up their spring training record. The 0-1. Down and inside, 1-1. 1-1 count. Chang is the batter. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one, 1-2. This kid's got pretty good stuff. I would like to see him go up against a little earlier in the game to see what he can do against the major league ready guys. The 2 times we've seen him so far, he's always been coming in late, so he's going up against AA, AAA type guys. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. So gave up the triple, but after that, shut him down. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it by 1. Willingham trying to make his bid for opening day roster.
Oh, we're being rude? Awesome. Cool. My turn.
Suspect's 38 and she still doesn't have a boyfriend yet.
Suspect's 24 and her hair's thinning already.
Suspect doesn't know if it's her ass or a 2x4.
When you got dumb and dumb out here.
I have respect for myself, and this is my best friend, so I have respect for her.
All right.
And I'm being dead honest right now that if you call me dumb or her dumb one more time, I don't care how many steroids you take, how many egg yolks you drink.
How much that thing cost anyway? A couple
Like
$100. $800. You paid $800. $800. Do you feel violated?
No, sir.
You should for $800.
A standing room only crowd in Cincinnati on its feet. First inning, Pete Rose against Eric Shaw. Ball 1. Rose looking for hit 4-1, 9-2. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. And he really had a confident rip.
And that was a fastball in tight, which I think is the way that they'll try to pitch him since they were successful with it last night.
If you have a lump in your throat, you're only human. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike on Rose. Everybody on their feet here in Cincinnati and a worldwide television audience watching these moments tonight here at Riverfront Stadium. 2-1 pitch from Shaw in the left center. There it is. Rose has eclipsed Cobb. That's number 4,192.
listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-4. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're here for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. First pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup is outside wide for a ball. Just want to know, Jace Grady, Luke Williams, and Drake Baldwin due up. The 1-0. Swung on, hammered in between first and second. That's going to get through for a base hit. A worm burner to lead off your Braves here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Good hard hit ball by Grady. Grady came in for Kelnick. He's a 23-year-old out of Austin, Texas. Played his college baseball at Dallas Baptist. Really good baseball program nowadays. First pitch on the way, 1-0. It missed high to Luke Williams. Williams, of course, Braves Country very familiar with him. 1-0 right there on the outer edge, 1-1. Grady, by the way, was drafted by the Braves in 2023 in round 11. As far as Luke Williams goes, 28-year-old, he's kind of a veteran minor leaguer at this point. The pitch is down and in, 2-1. He's from Park Ridge, Illinois, and was drafted out of high school by the Phillies back in 2013. Was actually a third-round pick. I think he's a very good chance that he makes the opening day rosters. The 2-1 foul back, 2-2. Got to figure you like the idea of having a guy who's a good base runner. He could play the glove just about all over. About the only place you wouldn't put him is behind the plate and probably center field. But other than that, in a pinch, you could put him almost anywhere. The 2-2, down below the knees, full count. 5-4 your lead. Robert's asking how they're doing. Pretty sure the score's on the screen. I might be wrong. Maybe there's a glitch. They'll flip it over to first to keep Grady close by. If you're just joining us, A.J. Smith-Shawver got the start today. And he did pretty good. I mean, I was impressed by his stuff. You don't always go by the numbers as the payoff pitch is swung on and lifted into right field. Grady was going on the pitch, and he'll track back to first. One away. But Shawver struck out 3 in 2 innings. He did give up 2 base hits, but no earned runs. Dylan Lee got in today, and 1 inning, 1 earned run. Wasn't his best stuff, but the 1 run he gave up, he just got way too much of the plate, and Sawinski slapped it over the wall. Drake Baldwin, one of the Braves' best prospects at this point, stands at the plate now. First pitch on the way. He is right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Figure he's either going to be up with the big leagues by next year or they're going to use him in a trade. 0-1. Chop foul back behind home towards the first base dugout. 0-2. Other guys that pitched today, Bummer, 1 inning, no earned runs. Suero, 1 inning, 2 earned runs. Daysbull, Hernandez, pitched an inning of shutout ball. Willingham just came in and gave up 1 run, but actually pitched pretty decent. The 0-2. Swung on, foul back. We'll do it again. Braves and Marlins on Friday. We'll have the game right here, and then we'll be back again on Monday in the middle of Whole lot of moving stuff, so I've got a lot of stuff that's not baseball related over the weekend to do. The 0-2 pitch swung on. That ball is swatted down the left field line. It's going to smack the corner, and a comebacker to the left fielder who's going to have to hurry. Looks like they will keep runs off the scoreboard, but it is a one-out double by Drake Baldwin. He just got it inside the chalk. And I'm a little surprised Grady didn't make it down there, but make it all the way back. But great job by the left fielder of the Pirates as the ball caromed off the wall out in front of him. He had to give chase, and he had a long way to go. That's why I thought Grady might score, but he did not. First pitch to what is now the leadoff batter, Quintero, coming in for Profar. Swing and a miss, a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. If you missed the debut of Jerickson Profar today, he went 1 for 2 with the run scored. 2 hard hit balls. Then he also drew a walk. The 1-1 fouls back, 1-2. I think when it's all said and done, if you look at comparatively what the AAV is on Jerickson Profar's contract, I think that's going to be one of the biggest steals in sports. The 1-2 swung on. That ball is belted into the right field corner. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. 1 run will score. Braves lead at 6-4. 2 runs will score. Braves lead at 7-4. And it's a 2 RBI double by Quintero. And the Braves lead at 7-4. Good hard hit ball. They were playing him pretty much straight away, and he pulled it down the right field line into the corner. When that ball hits the wall here at Cool Today Park, there is so much padding, he just dies. First pitch on the way, swung on and chopped foul in between third and home. It's 0-1. Charles LeBlanc, who's 1 for 1 with the single and a run scored, he came on for Austin Riley, who was 0 for 3 today. The 0-1. Right there, first strike. 0-2. LeBlanc is 1 for 1. Another guy who likes his high socks, and you got to love the ones that wear the high socks with the stripes. That's where it's at. The 0-2. Time is called. Yeah, the baby Braves, I'll tell you what, they've played pretty well this spring. And I know we don't have one of the highest ranked farm systems in baseball, but I've been impressed by a few of the guys. The 0-2. Swung on and lifted into right field. Giving chase. That ball's got eyes. It'll fall down for a base hit. We'll have runners on first and third with 1 out, as Quintero had to hold up at second. Wait for that ball to fall. So now we got runners on the corners, 1 away. First pitch on the way, swung on, sliced foul down the line. Out of play into the left field corner. It's 0-1. I have yet to make it to Cool Today Park. I want to try to get there next year. Thought about it this year, but when we found out we had to move, etc., that became an impossibility. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. We are planning on being at the All-Star game in Atlanta this year. We'll talk more and more about it as the season goes on, but planning on being in the area by that Sunday before the game. The 1-1's fouled back, 1-2. Hopefully meet up with some folks on that Sunday, maybe even that Monday. We're going to try to go to the home run derby. I don't know if we're going to try to get to the the All-Star game itself. We talked about this the other day, but those tickets are going to pretty much have to fall in our lap because they are going to be outrageous. The 1-2, outside wide 2-2. Be a little more motivated if A, we get a good deal, and B, the Braves have a ton of guys on the All-Star roster. But if it's like a typical year, like I'll be okay with just being in the area watching the game somewhere. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Bender, guess I'm going to say that missed up top, ball 3-2. Well, we'll definitely have to get all that organized. We talked about this. I'll have it hopefully organized in early March, but we're getting that Discord together so we can chat about this kind of stuff because I normally can't chat during the games. The payoff pitch, swung on. That ball's roasted in between second base and the second baseman. Worm burner, that's going to get through the infield, and your Atlanta Braves. 1 run will score. It's 8-4. 2 runs will score. It's 9-4. And the Braves have taken a 5-run lead here in Cool Today Park. I'll tell you one thing. I never grew up much of a Pirates fan. Obviously, being a Braves fan, we had that little rivalry in the 90s. But they've always got... I've always liked their uniforms and their hats. The hats they have on today are pretty cool. For those of y'all who can't see it, it's got a pirate emblem on the front with the spring training logo. I really like their yellow uniforms. Even their City Connect ones that they do that has the PGH. I'm not the biggest fan of those, but feel like if I was ever going to have a Pittsburgh Pirate uniform, think I'd go with Willie Stargell, but Dave Parker would be really hard to pass up. We'll be back in a flash. The Pirates are going to the bullpen. When we come back, Braves lead at 9-4 and still threatening here in the bottom of the 8th.
But how old are you? Well, I know you were looking for someone early to mid-20s. I'm slightly older.
Right. How old?
I just turned 29.
Recently?
Last year.
So you're 29?
Last year.
And how old are you, like, right now?
1 more year older.
So 30?
Yeah. 32.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by whatever we have in stock are us. Your one-stop place to shop for whatever we happen to have lying around at the time.
You're playing with my mind.
I'm trying to play with your body.
I knew it. You're trying to seduce me.
Well, of course I'm trying to seduce you, for God's sake, and I'm doing a damn poor job of it. Aren't I pretty?
God, I think you're real cute.
Cute? Baby ducks are cute. I hate cute.
What to do when your child hits.
I'm pretty sure I already know what to do, but let's see if we're on the same page.
If you don't know me already, I help people parent better.
Help people parent better? I don't like the way you worded that.
All right, 3 reasons why kids hit.
I'm pretty sure there's only one reason why kids hit.
And the 3-step process to get them to stop.
I'm pretty sure my 1-step procedure will suffice.
Reason number 1 why kids hit. Their physical development outpaces their verbal and intellectual development, so this is how they communicate.
Or they just bad.
Reason number 2 why kids hit. Because it's effective at getting our attention.
AKA they bad.
Number 3. Older kids hit because it has been modeled to them. So how do we get them to stop?
You give them an old school ass whipping, that's how.
We are going to redirect their hands to do something more appropriate.
I'll be too busy directing my own hands.
Armchair.
I see great things in baseball. It's our game, the American game. It will take our people out of doors, fill them with oxygen, give them a larger physical stoicism, tend to relieve us from being a nervous, dyspeptic set.
Welcome back. EJ Exposito is your batter. Atlanta Braves lead at 9-4. Runner on first, 1 out. Exposito, designated hitter, in for Ozuna, who went 1 for 3. The 1-0 pitch is a frisbee slider up there. This is high. Called for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 count. Fastball right down the middle. That'll make it 1-2. The pitcher who has come on for the Pirates, now this is a mouthful, Phineas Delbonta Smith. We'll call him number 13. Number 13 delivers. Outside wide. No, they call that. Man, that's a wide strike. Oh, that is a wide strike there. 2 away. Caught looking. That's a 9-4 spring training 8th inning strike. You probably need to get the bat off your shoulders if you're trying to impress the brass, but that did not look like it hit the zone. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. This game does not have the ABS challenges. They won't be in all of the, which a lot of people like to call it the robo-ump. They don't have the robo-ump in all the spring training games, but they are trying it out this year. The 1-0. Chopped over towards in between third and short. It's going to be a forced play, 6-4 put out. Good defense by the Bucks, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put a few more on the board. It's 9-4. We head to the 9th here in Braves country.
So I went to the gynecologist yesterday, and when he was down there taking a gander, I noticed he looked really upset. And I got nervous, and I said, "Is everything okay, doctor?" "Yeah, everything's fine. It's just if I had known you were coming in today, I could have saved $6. And he asked for my autograph.
Hey, does anybody else have a curfew as a grown-ass adult because their dog expects them home at a certain time?
Man, there's just something about the fluorescent glow of the Walmart lights in the middle of the night while sitting in your car that's just romantic.
My friends are like, "Oh, my kids keep me young." Cool. My kids aged the out of me, so I guess I got the other kind of kids.
Please don't come around me doing that. All that. I'm never going to ask you what's wrong, baby. I'm never going to do that. Stop making that unnecessary ass noise. If you're going to be an adult and you're going to tell me what's wrong, just tell me what's wrong. Listen, my patience is as thin as a Lay's potato chip and about as fragile as an uncooked egg. I am very straightforward with people. I want them to be the same way with me. And then y'all do the weirdest sounds. You got halitosis from your rib cage coming out your mouth. What? I don't have time for you right now. What is the matter? I get annoyed so quick, y'all, I will literally grab my purse and leave.
So my life was consumed with baseball during baseball season. And when basketball season, I played basketball. We didn't have football. We started school on the 1st of August, and at the end of August, we let out for 3 weeks and went out and pulled cotton and combined peanuts, and I mowed yards and had the paper route, and it was just part of, a way of life. I learned how to work. I learned what work was all about. I learned not to be afraid of it. I mean, I didn't come from means or anything. I'm just a kid who grew up in Oklahoma.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Hope y'all are having a great Wednesday afternoon here in Braves Country. Braves lead at 9-4. And we head to the top of the 9th, first pitch on the way. I haven't seen it pop up yet, but I think that's a beta. Righty-righty matchup right there, first strike. It's 0-1. That is Brian Abeda. The 0-1 down and away, 1-1. From Martinez, California. Played his college ball in Nevada. Not showing a draft, so I believe he was a free agent signing out of high school. Out of college, excuse me. The 1-1. Chopped over towards third. Fires it across the infield. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. One away. So I'm about to put something in the chat that you'll see. Someone sent this to me off of Vex. But that's a pretty interesting stat right there. And I cleaned it up a little bit because the guy that posts this kind of stuff is always cursing left and right. But I'll read it for those of y'all who are listening on radio and all of our radio stations around the country that have picked us up this this afternoon, welcome into Braves Country. Jump on in over at YouTube at Braves Country Radio, youtube.com/Braves Country. We are here all year long. The 0-1 pitch is chopped over towards short. That'll be an easy 6-3 putout. And there's 2 away here in the 9th. What it said was Hank Aaron hit 755 home runs while never striking out 100 times in a season. And then he adds, remember that the next time you watch an MLB game and some piece of crap 240 hitters swinging from their butt. That's the truth. And he's, the one thing about Hank Aaron, no one will ever say he's the greatest hitter of all time, though he's definitely up there in the top. But he was the most consistent great hitter of all time. You go back and look at his numbers, it's just unbelievable the model of consistency that he had. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike by Malcolm Nunez. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. So 1-1 count to Nunez. Braves lead it 9-4. Griffin is on deck if Nunez can get on base. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. Albeida reminds me of like a thinner version of, what was that guy's name that left the Braves and went to the Pittsburgh? Bryce. The 2-1s foul back 2-2. It's on the tip of my tongue. Bryce. 2-2 count. I don't believe he's still with Pittsburgh, but he may be. Two count, 2 outs. Top of the 9th. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went down fishing without a pole, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. Game ball today. You can go a couple of different ways, offense and whatnot, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to the SSAJ. AJ Smith-Shawver went 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. He got the start today, and he is a guy that the Braves are going to have to lean on at some point in this season, whether he makes the 26-man roster on opening day or not. I'll tell you what, he's made a bigger step forward today than what Ian Anderson did. And Ian Anderson sees this. He's got to get it together, man, because I know they're saying that, well, he hadn't pitched in a while against major league batters, and I get that. But if Ian Anderson continues to look the way he did over the weekend and AJ looked like that today, it's going to be hard for the Brass to say no. We will see you Friday. 12:45, we'll jump on for the pregame show. 1:10 first pitch. Y'all have a great afternoon, Braves Country. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already on your way out.